Welcome to the GainzCast. For those of you watching us live on YouTube, our voices aren't going to sound as clear as they are when we replay this thing because, well, the YouTube is a different microphone than these cool microphones. So you're getting the live experience without the live quality.
Yeah.
But that's okay. So, first of all, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. How was your, well, obviously, I know you were here for Thanksgiving.
My Thanksgiving was great. I know how yours was too.
Yeah, it was good. So we went to Buca di Beppo, and there was no cleanup, none of that bullshit turkey. We're bodybuilders, man. At least I am. Matt's an actual athlete.
We eat dry food year round.
Why would I want some dry ass, boring ass turkey as my big meal of the year? Like, who goes around remember, it's an average Saturday, and imagine somebody going around I really feel like some stuffing. Nobody fucking wants stuffing. Nobody craves stuffing. Stuffing's a bullshit food. Stuffing is some white privilege shit, man. Stuffing is fucking terrible. I don't know why y'all like that. You put it inside the turkey while it cooks, and the bullshit juices and the fats and all the shit from the turkey, just the byproduct of the turkey, just marinates in that breading. And it's and you buy it in a bag, or you make it yourself. It's just a stupid food. So we went and got Italian. Why? Because when people crave food, they go, you know what? I want a pizza. I want chicken Parmesan. Nobody's like, I want some canned fucking cranberries.
It's crazy. I've known Marc for probably 6 or 7 years now. And it's this past week I've seen him eat cake twice, and that's the only 2 times I've ever seen him eat cake.
I've just gone YOLO. I've resigned to the fact that I'm never competing again, and I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna get fat. I'm gonna get a bunch of COVID comorbidities, and I'm just gonna call it a day, man. I'm out. It's seen my best years.
Cake is delicious. That chocolate cake was good last night.
That chocolate cake had 2,000 calories per square inch. That chocolate cake.
That was a dense cake.
It was a fat, dense cake. It certainly was.
Speaking of a dense piece of chocolate, how about that Greene announcement?
Ooh, that was. Can you give me a drum roll? Thank you. So I was now this is honestly the most exciting, greatest Olympia of my lifetime. And I've been alive, and I've been to some really amazing Olympias featuring Ronnie Coleman, Kevin Levrone, Flex Wheeler. I mean, we've had some awesome Dorian Yates.
Nice segue. Thank you very much.
Some awesome Olympias, right? And now you have we have a 7-time Mr. Olympia getting on stage against a very formidable opponent, somebody who won pretty handily last year against a decent crowd. And that's Brandon Curry, who wasn't even at his best. He was better at the Arnold. So you have Brandon Curry, the reigning Mr. Olympia, who is, from what I could tell online for the fans, the underdog, and he just won the goddamn thing.
Yeah, it's a weird situation here.
To the gifted one, to Phil Heath, the most genetically gifted, arguably, next to Kevin Levrone, in my opinion, bodybuilder of all time. So I see this thing, and Greene has a huge announcement coming on Thanksgiving or whatever.
He had us all fooled. I mean, even Jerry yesterday thought he was going to jump into the contest.
Jerry Ward was like, dude, I think Kai might be doing it, man. I got to admit, man, my nipples got hard. I got excited. I was like, bro, you bring in the Phil and Kai rivalry, and you throw Brandon, who is, look, dude, we've seen some shit from Brandon that y'all ain't seen. Brandon's fucking good. I mean, I'm talking stupid, mind-blowing, fucking ridiculously good. You throw Greene in the mix, holy shit. That is a trio. I mean, and Kai, you have another variable. Dude's in his mid-40s. What if he can bring it in his mid-40s? Dude's been in shape year round. And then the announcement came.
So lackluster.
Man, it was like getting a girl, taking her home. She takes off her padded bra. She ain't got no titties. takes off her eyelashes and eyebrows. She's got no hair around her eyes, right? All fucked up.
Pull down the pants and then there's a penis.
Pull it. Damn, you went straight to the meat. And then she like has a girdle on. She takes it off and the stomach starts falling down. Bro, his announcement was that he's a Redcon athlete.
No, he doesn't own any part of that company. He's just an athlete. He's just signed to Redcon.
It's not like he gave him some shares in that shit. It's not like he bought Redcon. And that was the fucking announcement. So that got me to thinking, because the thumbnail you see in that video, and I'm not going to disrespect Kai. I'm just saying I was disappointed in the announcement. I'm going to disrespect someone else later. Brad Castleberry, in case you're wondering, I would disrespect the fuck out of him.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. So anyway, so he had Dynamic with a K was his brand.
Yep.
Which was owned by Redcon.
Yes.
But Kai was the studio owner. Is that like studio gangster? He was the owner in public or the face of another label. It was basically Redcon with Kai.
Yeah.
So essentially what I don't know any of the specifics. I don't talk to any of them. And I could be wrong. But what it looks like to me, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. My bad. What it looks like is that and this is why I was so lackluster, because I looked, I think beyond the fucking what happened, right? Is Dynamic sales sucked. They had to fold the company, and he's like, hey, since you're already like with us, like, why don't you just roll over to Redcon? We'll get you an affiliate program and give you some sponsored athlete money and just focus all our shit on this. So in essence, what about Dynamic? Like, where is that? So that's my question. But that's besides the point. What I'm really disappointed about is the fact that Kai's been playing this I'm coming back bullshit for fucking like 6 years. And we always fall for it. I fell for it. Like, dude,
with the tagline, the future of bodybuilding changes forever. This doesn't change shit.
I go sponsor 10 fucking pro bodybuilders today. It doesn't change bodybuilding. You know what changes bodybuilding? Phil beating Brandon. Or Brandon beating Phil. That's bodybuilding. Redcon's a fucking supplement brand. Anything MTS does not fucking change bodybuilding.
It doesn't change bodybuilding.
It changes our lives.
It doesn't change bodybuilding because Kai doesn't compete in bodybuilding.
He's not even he's as much of a bodybuilder as I am. I competed in 15. He competed in 15. We're just as bodybuilders. We're both washed up old men. I'm a man.
He's 40.
I'm 40. So let's parlay and let's get to the meat, because the Kai Greene was can I get a drum roll, please? The clickbait. So here's what I'm getting at. These athletes don't own a fucking thing. Okay. And that's cool, but let's be honest about it. Remember Brad Castleberry? That little dickhole. So Brad Castleberry, oh, my brand, my pre-workout, boom. The fucker stole my boom. He's like, gets this a Generation Iron. They have the teary fucking music in the background, the fucking violin. I lost everything. I didn't know how I was going to pay for myself. And boom. And so my partners or the actual owners of Castleberry Nutrition screwed me. If you had majority ownership, Brad, they can't screw you. That's not how fucking life works.
So
son.
It's either he's stupid and got screwed, but my thought
if you have
is
majority,
it's probably both.
If you have majority, or even if you and your bro have majority, you're not getting screwed. So what happened was Brad didn't own shit. Somebody came to Brad, hey, Brad, we're going to make this product and put your name on it. You don't own shit, but we're going to give you a royalty for every product sold. And when they realized that people just follow Brad to make fun of him and the product sales weren't there, they didn't screw him over. They just said, bro, we can't keep a brand around that doesn't work. And that's the thing about these Instagram models, these
Insta hoes.
Yeah, these Insta bros and Insta hoes is that they don't convert as much as you think they do. No. 1 million followers. Brad has 1 million followers. Doesn't he have he had 750 last time I checked. He blocked me. I don't know why.
Gee, I wonder.
It was during I don't fucking go on other people's Instagrams, but during the Real Weights for Real Heroes when we were trying to get him to actually fucking show up. And he just got mad for me constantly being like, okay, cool, let's prove that shit. Let's do it. Let's do it. I suck. You can fucking beat me. Can you beat me? Can you beat me? Can you beat me? And he fucking didn't do it. So my whole thing is don't model your life after these Instagram models and after these professional athletes, right? Don't follow them. Don't take their advice for the most part. Because for the most part, they're living in a land of smoke and mirrors, of rented Lambos, of bad credit scores, and of fucking lies. And it's just disappointing because these kids come to me like, yeah, man, there's so much money in it. I'm like, there's money if you do it correctly. But remember, I didn't start on social media. I had Instone, which I didn't have majority of. I was a minority shareholder. I got screwed out of that. So maybe Brad had 2% or whatever the fuck, Yeah. And then Civation, which I started before social media. I sold it before right when social media was coming out.
Right, when it was the thing.
Yeah. And so I mean, a lot of these businessmen, you look at Ben from Ghost, and these guys they're just fucking G's. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
They know how to build businesses.
They built a brand over there.
But generally speaking, you look at these Instagram people and these social media models, and they're just that. They're not business people. They're no one to model your life after. Now, this does not apply to Kai. I use that simply as clickbait. Now, what I'm saying is, I'm really fucking disappointed that Kai did this again. Because everybody, even Jerry Ward, thought that could be it. Kai's going to jump into the Olympia.
Honestly, I thought he was going to.
You did?
I really did. I thought if there was a year to do it, it would have been this year, where you have Brandon, you have Phil, you have Dexter on his way out.
Yeah.
And Kai on his return, the king coming back, the quote unquote king, and Phil Heath coming back, the uncrowned king, Kai coming to, take him down, and then Brandon just, going out there and whipping everyone. So,
it is what it is. But I'll tell you this. When I'm involved with athletes, when I have business partnerships, for example, Mike Rashid to Christian, these guys all are a part of the company. They're all business partners. Sean, Mike, and myself are all owners of Ambrosia. You know what I mean? So when we speak on things, we speak as a collective group. It's just really disingenuous what goes on. And I would guarantee there's very few brands that are personality brands that are actually owned by the personality, or even partially owned by the personality, or even over 10% owned by the personality. And people will be like, they'll look at me and be like, hey, you're an influencer. I'm not an influencer. Everything I do, most of what I do is behind the scenes and business. This bullshit, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, is bonus.
It's bonus, and it's a tool to use.
Bingo.
It's free marketing.
Yeah. Gary V said it best. If you don't use this shit, you're stupid. There's no reason for you not to use it. There's no cost.
Yeah.
So, but remember, followers doesn't always mean bank account. Now, there are people who are doing it correctly. You look at Simeon, he does a phenomenal job. You look at all these guys that really utilize social media for what it's worth. Even Mike Rashid, look at what he's done, and he's a business partner. I love him to death.
They turn their names into businesses.
And they actually take ownership of what they do.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you this. Putting our money where our mouth is, dude. December 1st, you're about to see something really awesome. Watch out for that announcement. It's going to be dope.
Yeah.
Can't say what it is, but it's definitely not going to be any fake shit like this. That's all I got to
no.
say. It's just not what we do.
You want something that's going to change the landscape?
That kind of does change bodybuilding because it has to do with bodybuilding.
Yep.
But this is just I'm going to change bodybuilding. This video title is clickbait. That's even more clickbait. I'm a huge Kai fan.
Listen, I respect the clickbait. Don't get me wrong.
I don't understand. I mean, I do understand it's about money, but we keep falling for this every fucking time.
But if you look at it, does Kai going over to that company now change anyone's opinion of that company?
I think that company's established and Kai's established, so I don't think it's going to do much.
No.
And I think everybody pretty much knew that Redcon owned Dynamic.
Yeah.
I don't think they hit it. I mean, you know, but Kai busted his ass to promote that brand. That's why it's kind of shocking that it failed. The formulas weren't bad. And I don't know if they keep both of them, that's just weird. Like, hey, I'm all about Red. Oh, by the way, here's my pre-workout. It's like, I'm assuming it folded. I haven't seen it out there much. I know they tried to do a direct to business, direct to consumer model, but I'm not quite sure. But it would be weird if they kept both.
Here's why I don't think this move is going to impact Redcon. They're shifting towards like having Kai as the main sponsored athlete over there is what it seems, you know, with the whole hype around this. But Kai was Dynamic. And if that flopped, how does this help Redcon at all?
It's kind of like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Yeah.
Kai's a force though, man. The guy's a marketing force. But
he is.
But I mean, can it make a difference? And I don't, from a marketing perspective, maybe. He has a lot of eyeballs. Dude has a ton of followers and he's fucking amazing. Kai's an amazing
He's a cool dude.
But I mean, it changes bodybuilding forever. What? Like, what? I don't know. But on that note, speaking of changing bodybuilding, we'll do it through sales. We got the cashew. Yes. We got the cinnamon sugar donut cashew butter outright bar.
On sale.
It's right now. Black Friday goes on. It's going on right now. We have a lot of promos. You get hundreds of dollars worth of free items.
At TigerFitness.com if you couldn't figure that one out.
And 25% off. But that's enough of that. I think this is a good time to answer some questions.
Yep.
We have a good amount of people on this bitch right now. For Black Friday, y'all need to go out and get something done, man. Come on. While you're sitting around watching YouTube. Yeah. No. Any questions you guys have, we'll get into that. And if we don't get enough questions, I have some real good political shit I want to talk about. But that's last resort. I'd rather just fucking burn 45 minutes here and talk about whatever. But we do welcome you again. If you're seeing this on the Tiger Fitness YouTube, I want you to go ahead and go to youtube.com/GainzCast. That's where you're going to see all these in its entirety, edited and pretty. Although I love what we've done with the screen.
Moving it back a little bit, it helps.
It's amazing. It took us fucking 4 episodes to figure this out. We've done everything we do. We figure out a fix. Yeah. So I have a story.
What's up?
You were here for that.
Oh,
you're pretty much here for everything, Matt. You're like our third child that we had really young. Third? Our fourth child. I don't claim Thomas. He's the middle child. He's expendable. So my daughter gets these migraines, and they're fucking debilitating. And she's been getting them after exertion. So yesterday, if you guys follow me on Instagram or you follow Cami, it's youtube.com/Cami Lobliner. I haven't posted
Instagram
it yet.
Or?
This is her YouTube, youtube.com/Cami Lobliner. I haven't posted it yet. She deadlifted a PR of 360 pounds. Then we went out to the field and Matt and I, we played football and soccer with them, right?
Yeah.
So she expended a lot and she doesn't eat fat. She just doesn't like it. She's not a big fan. She'll eat an outright bar a day, but she's a fickle eater, right? She likes yogurt and shit like that.
Her favorite is grilled chicken.
She loves grilled chicken. She just fucking loves it. She's weird. So she gets in and she had a migraine the other day and then she started to get one yesterday. And she got one a couple times during soccer season when it was hotter and when shit was going crazy. And you know, she's training twice a day. And we figured out what it was, and it's actually hypoglycemia-induced migraines. Yeah. And I didn't even know that was a thing, but I guessed it. And I'm like, holy fuck, that's it. So I think we fixed it. But anyway, that's kind of that's a big thing because it was impacting her. It would affect her once she got it. It would affect her for like 24 to 48 hours of just impaired like headache and shit. Yeah. But it's a real thing, and it's called hypoglycemia-induced migraines. It's crazy. Or a what is it? A
sugar
hypoglycemia?
Headache?
Yeah, sugar headache. Crazy shit. But that's enough of that. Well, let's get to questions.
Yeah.
Does MTS have sponsored athletes?
I was one of them.
So we don't actively pursue sponsored athletes. And we used to have something called a street warrior program.
I was one of those too.
Yeah, when we used to go to stores and mix up shakes before the outright bar. And what we found is it was a fucking clusterfuck. You'd have to send banners and tablecloths, then people would quit. You'd have to get your banners and tablecloths back. Usually it would cost more to ship them, so you'd be like, fuck it. You have to comp them a table. And that was kind of a mess. So after that, we had them just do local events and we sent them samples for that. And honestly, even before COVID, we found that even if the events were free, we weren't getting a return on investment, and you'd have to send them product. And honestly, it didn't return. The sponsored athletes didn't put in, a lot of them didn't put in the work. Now, the ones who did are still with us.
Yes.
So like Congo and like Wayne, like they are still with us. But we do have an affiliate program. It's affiliate.tigerfitness.com. It's affiliate.tigerfitness.com. No www, just affiliate.tigerfitness.com. It's very hard to get in, but we found that it's more of a group. And usually the people who ask to be sponsored, you got to have a huge following, guys. You can't come at us with fucking 500 people on Instagram. My daughter has 2,000 followers on Instagram. I don't pay her shit.
In the words of Macho Man, the cream rose to the top.
Yeah.
And who we have, solid team. And they're smart. They can... They're smart. They can go out and explain all of our products word for word exactly the way we need them to come expo times. So like they're the ones that we rely on and we trust to get the job done, and we know they're workhorses and kick a lot of ass.
Kind of like when I won the Intercontinental Championship. Oh yeah.
You're wearing the Warrior shirt, bro.
Oh shit. Should I start throwing things?
I would rather you not.
Yeah, I mean, hey, this is my shit.
I know. I'm in the line of fire over here. I don't want to get hit.
Hey, bro, put this on.
Cool.
You'll be good. This is my high school football helmet. Look at them stick marks, bitches. All right, hold on. All right, so let's get back to questions. From TS Delta Bangalore. Kai is a fucking drama queen.
He's a hype machine.
He is awesome at it, though.
Yeah.
He fooled us again, man.
Yeah,
Fooled me once,
I wouldn't say
fooled me
drama
twice.
queen. He did. It was solid marketing.
Yeah,
I'm not going to fault it. I'm just going to say it was very lackluster in the end.
Yeah, it was a letdown. It was a letdown.
It was like, oh.
From Andrew, looks like a Polish last name. His name takes a hit, but did it really even stand for anything to begin with?
We're talking about Castleberry now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Yeah. That came up when we were talking about Castleberry.
Castleberry is...
His name never meant shit.
No, I mean, he's always been the village idiot. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. Well, that's a score. Keep it. Kai and Chad. Kai, as Chad said, will never be a businessman. Who's Chad? I'm not. Is Chad Nichols? What was the announcement? Captain Cook, the announcement is that Kai is a Redcon athlete. TS Bangalore, the announcement is his usual drama, closing up to the Olympia. Make it look like he is competing to get attention. Yep.
If he was smarter, he would have waited until a little bit closer.
Yeah, I don't know.
The timing was weird. I guess, you know what? I guess it lands on Black Friday.
But it was on a holiday, though. It wasn't on Black. It was weird.
Yeah,
it was weird. I mean, it got traffic. I just don't like the whole changing bodybuilding thing. I mean, it's one thing to hype things up. It's another thing to straight up lie.
Yeah.
But I guess that's kind of par for course over there. Can I get a drum roll? Okay, never mind. Oh, what's up? Hawk, what's up, bro? Tips to release tight vastus lateralis. Have you been foam rolling or deep tissue massage? Also a tempering tool. Look that up. I have a 50-pound Rogue tempering tool that I will use on my vastus lateralis, my medialis, on my wife will jam it into my back and actually put her body weight on it for my lower back. My buddy Colton over in St. Charles, he actually works on my nephew Jaden, and he'll actually put a 150 or some shit pound tempering device with like 545s on top of it. Like he puts weight on it. So a tempering device is great because it does all the things foam rolling does, but it's passive, meaning that the weight is on you. You're not on the roller. So the roller is weighted. Think about it that way. So that actually does a great job in moving it out. So I only have a 50-pound one because I bought it mainly for Cami. Rogue has it. I think it's like 90. It's like $90, and like, of course it's heavy. It's 50 pounds. So it's like $30 shipping. But if you go to Rogue, and I don't have a code for Rogue, I don't know those people. That's where I bought it. They have the good shit. I have it in my living room right now. And when my back's acting up, which it does, because I'm a man and I'm 40, my back's acting up, I will have my wife just fucking set it on my back and just lean on it, and then lean one way, lean the other, dig into those SI and all that bullshit, the QLs, all those weird acronyms back there. And it's pretty good. So I'd recommend a tempering tool. And of course, just find ways to get those. There's also, if you look at a QL walk, look up Donnie Thompson. If you look up Donnie Thompson on YouTube and look up the QL walk, it's where you're basically on your butt, your feet in front of you, and you scooch forward cheek to cheek. It's a pretty cool movement. Again, look up Donnie Thompson. I believe it's called the QL walk. Okay, I think that you have anything for that?
No.
Okay.
Nope, that nailed that one.
From far. Okay, hold on. Now we're starting to now shit's rolling in, and I got to kind of keep it up. Since I work out, I eat 2 grams proteins per kilo body weight. Do I need more vitamins and minerals? Well, I would eat healthy whole foods, and I would also make sure to take what I do every day. This is what I do. And I own a supplement company, so take it for what it's worth. I take Immortal every day. And I also add in, because of the shit that goes on out there, I add in some vitamin C, 2 grams of vitamin C. I add in 400 milligrams of quercetin. We sell all of this at TigerFitness.com. I add in ZMA at night for the zinc. Those are things that I add in. And vitamin D. I add in 5,000 IUs of vitamin D from MTS Nutrition Vega D3. You add anything to that?
No, I mean, if you're getting as long as your protein sources are coming from like whole foods, and getting a lot of red meat, which very nutrient dense.
Yes,
you're good. Yeah. And veggies, load up on them veggies.
Veggies are good.
They're delicious. No veggies on our table yesterday though.
No. Well, no. We had calamari.
Because that's a veggie?
It's a veggie now. Well, no. Pizza has tomato sauce.
Right.
There's a lot of tomatoes, man.
The tomato sauce.
A lot of that lycopene.
We had mushrooms on the Marsala.
Yeah, there's lycopene, man. Lycopene. The fucking lycopene is the shit from tomatoes.
Heinz went hard on lycopene for like 2 years, just marketing the shit out of lycopene.
I mean, it's all they got. Like, who the fuck else wants like the health benefits from ketchup? I'm just joining. What was Kai's announcement? He's a
Redcon athlete, and they're potentially doing a grapefruit flavored pre-workout.
You didn't go there, did you?
I went there.
Okay, cool.
Well, they said, or was it him endorsing grapefruit? So I threw it in there.
So you just kind of parlayed that out?
Just humoring the guy.
Okay.
Or girl. I'm not assuming genders.
It's dark. It could be either one. Marc, injectable carnitine, worth it or not? I don't like injecting anything I don't need to inject. I'll inject testosterone. I'll inject HGH. But I don't like injecting things. Like, I don't even take HCG just because I hate fucking injecting. Like, I inject my testosterone once a week. I inject my HGH 5 times a week. I fucking hate it. I don't like sticking needles in me. It's just not my thing. I'd rather take my carnitine orally. Do you inject your carnitine, bro?
I don't take carnitine.
Yeah, I mean, I do an insurgent. That's about it. But that's about it.
Yeah. Honestly, for what it's worth, I keep my supplement stack pretty simple.
Yeah.
Obviously using all MTS nutrition, but for the most part, I just keep it to like what I feel my body needs.
Yeah.
So
I don't want to inject a fucking amino acid. It's just not unless it does something really spectacular. I'm sorry. It's just not for me. Trying to lose that stubborn fat and not a fan of T3. So he's looking at injectable carnitine, T3 or Clen. I'm 40 and my gives a fuck are a little more. So here's the deal.
So if you're 40, it might be a hormone imbalance and you could probably get that checked and get prescribed something from Hormone Health and Wellness.
Yeah, go on Instagram and you could DM me and ask about Hormone Health and Wellness. I don't check my messages on YouTube because it's fucking YouTube. But go ahead and ask me that. I highly recommend against like any of that shit. And I mean, why not just, I know this is far-fetched and hear me out. Have you thought about diet and training? I know that might seem fucking crazy, but have you thought about diet and training? I know I'm losing my mind. It could be the election, or my erection. But yeah, just why do any of that shit? Like, honestly, it all comes down to caloric deficit. Carnitine ain't going to be the make or break of your fat loss. The make or break of your fat loss is your fat ass and what you put in your mouth. and what you exercise. So don't fucking overeat and get in the fucking gym, burn more calories than you need, and you're fucking good to go. You're good to go. You're going to lose the weight. Just stop looking for I'm not a fan of, how about I'm not a fan of T3 and cleanse, so I'm going to train, maybe diet for 2 weeks longer. Can I inject Carnitine? Think about that mindset. Just diet and train a little better. What was your inspiration to get into health and wellness? What about you, Matt?
I was dealing with depression, and I used the gym as kind of therapy until I realized I needed actual therapy. But by that time I was hooked on working out. So
I just went with the Hunter Biden stack, foot jobs and cocaine. Here's the deal for me. My father had type 2 diabetes. That's what ended up killing him, actually. And my mom's a drug addict. So I just wanted to be as not like my parents as humanly possible. And for me, that meant living a healthy and virtuous life. And that's pretty much what I did. I married my high school sweetheart. I got in the fitness industry, and I ate well and I worked out. And football got me into weight training because that's how I got into college. I couldn't afford college, and a scholarship for football was the only way I get out of my situation. So that is why I'm here, is because I had the opposite of an example. I had a horrible fucking example for health and fitness. My kids are into health and fitness because it's all they know. I just didn't want to be like my parents because they were a fucking mess. So that's why I'm where I'm at. It's a scared straight program,
Yeah, I was always very skinny growing up, and I played baseball, so I didn't really need to have that much weight on me until I got to college and I started playing rugby. But by that time, I was already lifting. So yeah, it's just kind of I never had the weight issue on my end.
I was fat, but I purposely got fat so I can play football better. Because I wasn't good enough to play a skilled position. So the only thing I could do is just run into people. I was a fucking lineman, and a linebacker. And honestly, it doesn't take much skill. You just have to be able to run into fuckers. It's pretty easy. Yeah. It's not easy. It's a really hard sport. But, I'm just that dumb guy who runs into things. And I'm good with that. I knew my place. I wasn't going to catch a ball. Matt seen me try and throw a ball. So, it was to the point where I had to find a sport. Baseball wasn't working for me. I was the 9th man on the team. I wasn't going to get into school with that. So I had to get into football. And that's why it happened.
Happy to see Immortal back in stock.
Same.
I pick up a few months worth. Mark, that's the best vitamin pack on the market. Damn straight. And today's the day to definitely stock up on 25%
everything. Off. 25% off. I'd buy 6 of them and not worry about running out. That's 6 months worth.
Yeah.
And you get 25% off and all that free shit.
All the swag.
From Hawk, what are your thoughts on it? I'm guessing it means Tutka. So here's the problem with Tutka. I'm 99% sure there is no actual Tutka on the market. Tutka is extremely hard to source and extremely, extremely expensive.
I've never heard of it.
Tutka is a liver support formula. Now, if you can find the real shit, Sean Torbati and I, literally for a year, we focused on finding it. And it's the shit on the market. I doubt it would pass a lab test. I wouldn't stake my life on it. But I'd be very surprised if there is actually any Tutka on the market. And these companies might very well believe they're selling you Tutka, but I don't think they know anything about standardization or testing. But that's my findings. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Please don't sue me, but I could be wrong. But based on my analysis of the situation, I do not think there is Tutka on the market. But if you could find that shit and afford it, it's like the HGH of anti-inflammation, man. Of liver support.
Okay.
It's fucking amazing, but it's fucking expensive. And it's hard to find.
Okay, so what's the best alternative? Probably nectar?
Nectar.
Yeah. Ambrosia nectar.
Thing is, you can't get much better than nectar. I've seen people go in with super high HDL, LDL, AST, ALT, bilirubin, creatinine, and then after taking nectar for 2 to 3 months, they have perfectly normal, healthy levels. So I see no reason to even give a fuck. Just take nectar. Nectar is superior. It's so good,
dude. And let me tell you, that strawberry nectar with the strawberry lemonade sniper.
That's so good.
That's my go. I throw the nectar in with my pre-workout just so I know it's taken care of every morning.
Yeah, I take my nectar in the morning with mental jewels and machine greens. And that's my morning shake every morning. So the last one, if you guys want us to stay on, answer more questions, you got to ask them. There's people on here.
Yeah.
So if you want to see questions, you got to ask them. Do you think youth football's positive outweigh the negatives? A lot of parents aren't pulling their kids through it, but I feel that I learned a lot in youth football.
There's a lot of risk with the head damage and the brain that I don't see being worth it until they're definitely high school, maybe middle school, when you can actually teach them proper tackle form.
So I used to be I played Pop Warner from the age of 11 to 13. So I played 2 years of Pop Warner, and then I played high school football all 4 years. So that is my experience. And then, of course, training camp in college, my knee went blop, and I'm done. So here's where I changed. I was vehemently against Pop Warner football. I was against it. I even did a video and got fucking reamed, or a Facebook post or something. And I got fucking chastised. So we became friends with the Currys, Brandon and Brandy, and we've been going to their kids' games, and their kids are fucking amazing, right? Like, these kids are fucking, like, Max is rated the #1 player at his age in the state of Tennessee.
Their clips are ridiculous.
They're stupid. They're fucking not fair. So here's... So number one, I changed my opinion, and here's why. Not because I don't want Brandy, not Brandon. I think I could take Brandon. I can't take Brandy. Brandy would beat my ass.
She's scrappy.
She's scrappy. She knows how to fight. She's a trained fighter. Dude, you guys don't have to worry about Brandon Curry. You have to worry about Brandy. So, and dude, we played football with their kids during the summer. She was my quarterback. I was running passing routes. She's like, you can't throw, motherfucker. Just go run, dummy. You know,
little did you know you couldn't really catch either.
I can catch. I just need someone covering me. I need competition.
Okay.
Dude, you should see, dude, I used to ball those motherfucking 11-year-olds up, man. Shit. They didn't know what hit them.
I want in on the next game.
If Brandon, when he's done with the Olympia, yeah, I mean, we'll have a good squad. We'll have some squad goals. Brandy is quarterback. Brandon can run, man. The motherfucker's fast. So anyway, so I went to a couple games, and a couple things like got me. Number one is they teach them how to tackle correctly at that age. They do. So they learn that from an early age, and the refs actually call it when they tackle incorrectly, or they at least give them a warning. And number two, they don't hit that fucking hard. Like, they really don't. Like, when they're like Max's age, like 12, 13, they're starting to 12, like they're starting to hit hard. But I don't really think it's hard enough to cause that damage and the concussions. Now, concussions usually come, now as someone who coaches soccer, concussions usually come from headers gone wrong, not where they had the ball wrong, from when they actually hit each other's head. My daughter had a huge hematoma from that. And another one is when they fall and hit the ground. So my opinion on Pop Warner is, I think it's just as safe as any other sport. I don't think they're hitting hard enough repetitively for it to be an issue. And the coaches out there in these incredible organizations, you got Brentwood, you got Blackman out here in Murfreesboro. Blackman they're going to the championships in Atlanta or whatever. Yep. Like, they won state. Like, these guys know how to fucking coach football. And it's different than when I played. When I played, we purposely hit each other head first. So I am actually pro Pop Warner, even though my kids don't play it. And it's because I took time to humble myself and watch the games. And I am adult enough to admit when I was incorrect. And I was absolutely incorrect about before, in my opinion. Now, I might still be incorrect to a lot of you, but, you know, football got me to where I'm at right now. So I can't hate on it. Like, I didn't get concussions till I started playing high school ball. And that's when people started hitting really fucking hard. But Pop Warner, it's like puppy kisses compared to the shit you get when you weigh 300 pounds.
Yeah.
D-Man, I don't know anything about our third-party brands. I don't pay attention to Core. I honestly don't care. We do carry them, but I know we have a great assortment and our team deals with them. I don't know product to product, year to year. If you want to know I don't even know if it's on our site or not. I wish I could answer. Maybe they're out of stock. But I would email service@tigerfitness.com. That's just not my job, and I don't micromanage my team. So if you email service@tigerfitness.com, they'll be able to help you out. But I have no idea. I didn't even know they had a product called Zap, to be honest with you. But I don't know. Honestly, I mean, have you ever heard of it?
No.
Okay.
No.
So I'm sorry. I wish we could help you because we're trying to help people. That's why I have a Q&A. But we honestly don't know what it is. Barry, hey, I watched your podcast with Jose Raymond and his buddy, and I forget his name, Nate. Yes, Nate Lowe. And anyway, great broadcast, man. Thank you. Keep it up. You know, those guys are awesome. And they were great hosts. We had a great time, and it really got me motivated to take things to the next level, even though like Jose is 46. He's older than me.
He's a man.
And he's definitely a man. He's a man plus 6. And you know what? It's just cool to see people who love training and who are successful in their own right. And, you know, I think that I just love those guys. Like, I recommend you follow them.
Yeah. I have a problem sleeping at night, even though I take pre-workout more than 15 hours before my bed. Is it psychological, or do you think I'm caffeine sensitive? Definitely psychological.
It's definitely not the caffeine. That's a 4-hour half-life.
Yeah.
If you haven't tried, so number one, I have an article. If you type in sleep and look at articles on Tiger Fitness in the search function, have an article on, I think it's like the 4 ways to fall asleep fast or some bullshit like that. I can't remember the clickbait title I did, but it was based on, you know, SEO. It's something about type in Marc Lobliner sleep and it should come up on Google too. Basically, you want certain things with sleep. Number one is do not have a TV in your room. Okay, don't. Number 2 is wear blue light glasses. If I don't do this shit, but turn off your phone before bed. Don't look at your phone for an hour before bed. Number 3 is the bedroom is only for 2 things, fucking and sleeping. Unless you're fucking, you should be sleeping. Don't go in there. Don't watch TV. Don't read a book. Fucking when you lay down, you sleep. Okay. And also wind down before bed, read a book, do something like that to just get your mind off of shit. And if it helps you, I do make a product called MTS Nutrition Machine Sleep Aid, which I take every single night. There's also another one from Ambrosia called Ritual PM. If you stack them, which I do, it's phenomenal. So Ritual PM Machine Sleep Aid. But if you don't want the supplements, honestly, just look at those things and have a ritual before bed. An hour before bed, I start my process. I put my phone down. My wife and I watch a TV show. Right now, we're finishing up The Walking Dead, which is about 742 seasons. We watch an episode of Walking Dead, and it doesn't matter how late it is. We get it in because it makes us sleep better. It gives us better sleep. And then I have my 2 scoops of MTS Whey, and if I'm still hungry, I have an outright bar with it. I have my decaf coffee, and I'm ready. And then I brush my teeth, go to bed. That's how it works. You need routine. Your body is a machine. It is a mechanism of repetition. It likes standardization. It likes homeostasis. So once you get that routine in place, keep it.
Are you as disgusted as I am that the majority of the United States wants a socialist society, even though we have multiple examples throughout the years of the utter failure of socialism? I don't think most people in the United States know what true socialism is. No. So when it's brought up in an ideal situation, they think it's fantastic when even though it has a 0% success rate around the world. And people will say, oh, but Cuba's lasted this long. Cuba is poor as fuck.
And Venezuela went from hero to zero, you know?
Yeah, so it's got a 0% success rate. People in America, when they're talking in absolutes, when it comes to politics, they don't know what the fuck socialism is. They don't know what the fuck tyranny is. They don't know what the fuck fascism is. So they throw around these big words because they think it makes them sound smart and it makes them sound right because they're using smart words when really they just sound dumb as all fuck.
Damn.
Did I miss anything?
Yeah. I'm going to be careful how I word this because I might end up eating shit later on if I'm wrong. What I have seen from the election and the latest developments on Wednesday and what I see locally and what I see when I travel in every state from California to Boston to Tennessee to Ohio, I don't think the election results were accurate of what we see in America. And I do think that some people will have 4 years of subpar to get Trump out of office because they just don't like Trump because Trump is a polarizing dick. However, I believe, based on what I've seen, that the vote count wasn't what we saw. And I could be wrong, and I hope to God I'm wrong, because I hope that my vote counted. But what I'm seeing now with extra flash drives having 50,000 votes, every time there was a recount, it went in Biden's favor, meaning basically the error went to him. There's definite and there's signed affidavits of people testifying to voter fraud. And where's the evidence? It's a fucking signed affidavit. That's literally one of the definitions of evidence. There's too much shit going on for me to believe that people want this. But also, Biden is not a socialist. Biden he's a wealthist. Biden, remember Occupy Wall Street? That was against Obama and Biden. Wall Street donated to Joe Biden 5-1 or more than to Donald Trump. Biden is the party of the rich.
People forget that whole 99% versus 1% battle happened under Obama.
Biden he's an elitist. He's definitely a racist. And I think that the media is so good at changing the narrative.
We can't both sip at the same time.
Yeah. They're so good at changing the narrative that they didn't even talk about that shit. Trump literally, like Trump's daughter, literally someone in high school said she once farted and blamed it on someone else. And the media ran a report on that.
Which I think is fucking hysterical.
I always do that. I blame it on my kids all the fucking time. I think that's part of being a dad. But here's the deal, guys. We already did a podcast on this, but what the fuck are we voting for? If they could just change it and they could just send in these COVID and the mail-in ballots. If you don't see anything wrong with that, you're either purposely looking the other way or you're a fucking idiot. Like everything that's gone on here is fucking shady as fuck. And I don't think America wants socialism. A lot of America want not Trump. Is it because Trump is a dick? Maybe. But did the media really give Trump a fair chance? The media is openly against Trump. Twitter, on everything he posts, even if it's fact, puts a fact check on it, even with incorrect information. We're seeing things filtered through a biased lens. Again, I will state for myself and partially for Matt, we are not MAGA. We are not Trump people. There is no Trump flag on my big Dodge Ram truck with raised wheels. There is no MAGA flag in my house. We were fucked. America was bent over and fucked. And I don't know if Biden was the one who did it or if it was some fucking power. I am 99% sure this election was fucking rigged and we are being fucked. And that's why it's very important for us to pay attention to what's going on right now. I don't fear Biden. Biden is simply an elitist and a racist. I fear the people who have the power to silence us by taking our vote away. That's who I fear.
We'll get to that one, but I just want to read that one because it's more in line with what we're talking about. Biden got 10 to 11 million more votes than Obama without campaigning. How's that possible?
I don't know.
Okay, let's just say hypothetically, Biden won. Everything's right. The only way that's possible is if more people, just more voter turnout. Like this would be a record-breaking voter turnout, and voter turnout meaning polls, mail-in, what the fuck ever.
Okay.
Just more people voting. You know, Trump could have gotten 4 more million votes than Obama ever did, but still lose the popular vote just because more people went out to vote. Which is entirely possible.
It's possible.
People are more emotional now than ever. Everyone's on like their PMS cycle or some bullshit. So
is it? But if there was that much excitement, why do you only get 1,000 people for his Thanksgiving speech?
Yeah, I don't know,
Everything's weird. Like I know it's possible.
I spoke in a hypothetical.
I know it's possible, but is it probable? No. From Jonathan, I remember for years I was telling my conservative friends here in Texas, several cities, voter suppression were happening to minorities. They were okay with it. Now they're okay. I don't know anybody who's okay with voter suppression. I've never met that person. The only people I see okay with it are the people who are telling us to stop looking into this election. If I was a Biden, if Trump won in this fashion, but I don't give a fuck about Trump either. Who do I put?
If Kanye won in this fashion.
Okay, let's say someone I really like, Ron Paul or Rand Paul. I would be the first one to be like, hey, we need to prove this shit so no one can say it was rigged, right? Like, why not prove your shit? Just fucking prove it was legit. Look, I don't like voter suppression. I don't like gerrymandering. I don't like any of that shit. Jonathan, I don't know what kind of douchebag conservatives you hang out with, but we're some dope ass independents. And we don't play that game, man. We don't play that. I don't play that game. Matt might play that game. That's what his people do, but.
What do you mean, my people?
Your people, my people. Italians. You guys were on the side of the losing side twice, right?
Something like that.
My wife's Italian too. I have too many Dagos in my life. I remember when WAP was a slang term for Italian, WAP. Yeah. Now it means wet ass pussy.
It's been upgraded.
I'd rather have wet ass pussy. Okay, request some thoughts on weight loss diets for obese individuals.
The same as weight loss for anyone.
Yeah, I mean, I would go to for weight loss for obese people. It's pretty simple. Move. Like if you're obese, you're not doing shit. You're fucking obese. You got to get up, walk, go on a 30-minute walk every day, and eat less shit. My brother used to call it the ELS diet, the eat less shit diet. Stop eating fucking, ding dongs and Twinkies and whatever the fuck country you're in, what their sweets are, like Tim Tams or whatever the fuck you eat in whatever country you're in if you're watching from international. Because one time I did a seminar in Australia, and I'm like, I said ding dong and Twinkie in that exact scenario, and they looked at me like I was retarded. And then my distributor out there, Joe, he looked at me, he's like, Mark, they don't know what the fuck that is. I'm like, they don't know what a fucking Twinkie is? You fucking Nazis? Yeah, I would say just eat less and exercise more if you're obese.
Yeah.
Kai looks too powerful to ever win an Olympia. His physique says power all day. Well, isn't power a good thing? It's like, damn it, you're too muscular. You're too powerful.
Yeah, I don't understand that comment. I don't know. Something was just never fully proportioned with Kai like it was Phil.
Yeah.
There were just times where they would walk on stage and I knew immediately Phil was going to win.
Phil had a better physique.
Yeah. And it has nothing to do with work ethic. Kai is very impressive. It has nothing to do with that. It's just strictly genetics.
And Phil just has a better body.
Yeah.
In our opinion, in my opinion, I think Phil's a better bodybuilder from a build standpoint. Kai's got a phenomenal physique in a different way, not in a winning a bodybuilding show way, but like Kai's more marketable on TV because he just looks so freaky and big and ridiculous. Whereas
and the
Phil's
way he can move,
pretty.
I will say Kai is probably one of the best posers of all time.
He is.
Not a poser, but like posing routine.
No, he's the best of all time.
I would say the best. Just the way he's able to move for a man of that size is wildly impressive.
Oh, he's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. Politics should be party to party, not figurehead to figurehead. You always get a divide when you have. I'd rather be person to person.
I'd rather be person to person.
I'd rather take away parties in general.
Yeah.
I'd rather just keep person to person. I hate that's how you do it in Australia. You elect a party, then they appoint a leader. Yeah. I fucking hate that. I don't like that at all.
No.
Is Kai Greene to organize a Kai Greene Classic?
It wouldn't do well.
Yeah, it would.
A Kai Greene Classic?
If he had a bodybuilding show, regional, it would do killer.
Regional, yeah, but it's not going to be like the Arnold.
Oh no one's not, I wouldn't think it was the Arnold. I'm thinking
if he did like a regional Kai Greene Classic, yeah, that would kick ass, but it's not going to be an expo like the Arnold or the Olympia.
You're right. Yep.
Yeah.
How do you feel about term limits for the House and Senate? Yes.
Yeah.
Immediately. There'd be no Pelosi, and also there'd be less issues with people being on the take. Right now they need to get reelected. They need that money. And how is it that these people go into office with no money? Like, look at Biden. Dude's worth millions of dollars, making $170,000 a year in like, what the fuck? These guys get so much under the table money. They make their family rich. Look at Hunter Biden and Burisma. It's fucking disgusting.
But what is it? Isn't it like the Senate, the term a single term is 6 years, and then the house it's only 2. So you'd have to have it line up so they can be the same. So you're still talking about like a 2-term limit for the Senate and a 6-term limit for the House. So it just be a mess. You got to rework that entire system on that end. But
we need it.
Yeah,
I do believe we need term limits.
Not rework the entire system, but like rework the term system.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think term limits, I don't think that's a constitutional issue to have those.
No, not at all.
It
was an amendment.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's an amendment to the Constitution.
That they can't have term limits?
No, it was an amendment that the term limit for president was put in.
Okay, we need to do one of those for the other people.
Yes.
I could vote for that.
Hold on. Joseph Valdivinos, I played rugby with him in college. That's a cool dude
no
right
shit.
there. Hell yeah.
All right. Is it okay to say that if you don't have genetics, you won't go far no matter what? In bodybuilding, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. How do you think Kai would place in Mr. O this year if he came in his last Arnold Classic shape? Third. I think I'd put him behind. Yeah. Rolly could look phenomenal. Rolly, if he
if he came in his last Arnold Classic shape. Okay,
yeah. Let's assume that he hasn't changed since 2015 cool. Arnold Classic.
Cool. Yeah, third.
I put him maybe 4th behind Rolly.
You're putting Rolly that high. I still think Williams got it. Bonac.
I think William would place 5th behind that lineup. Oh, man. Williams he's phenomenal, but I just don't, unless he put on some size, he just looks really small.
Yeah, but he's got good shape to him.
Well, shape is great. I mean, it worked for Frank Zane, but like you're looking at Brandon's fucking enormous.
Oh, Brandon's got the best shape, I think.
Phil's got 3D muscles, and then you got Rolly's just fucking disturbingly big. And if you could bring his waist in like he did at that one Arnold, it's hard to beat that guy. I mean, he's fucking good.
He's impressive.
I think that's a good time to end it. Guys, thanks for watching. We are on GainzCast. Also, it's the Black Friday sale going on right now at Tiger Fitness.
Pick up these shirts.
Yeah, these shirts are for sale. This is the Ultimate Warrior theme. We have 3 of these, 4 of those. And again, we launched the cinnamon sugar donut made out of cashew butter outright bar. That's for sale as well. Appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time.